Universal disclosure, that is an instant, that's an instant melanin transfer to I. These occurrences, instant melanin, which melanin equals pure positive life force energy. Any of our vessels, let's just say that, any of our vessels, these vessels of the very elect, the chosen a new age Aquarius, right? Because look, let's just deal with the facts. Let's just deal with the facts. Although all men shall be saved, all men shall be redeemed, at some point in time and space, back to the great God, universal law. That's a beautiful thing. That's why it's, we have initial emotions about things, energy moving from our consciousness, pretty much, energy, emotions. We have emotions about things, but that's one of the saving graces about emotions. We don't have to hold on to them. We can feel them. Yeah, feel them in a moment. You can express it in the moment. Right? But we are instructed by the great God, universal Allah, to let them go, because all men shall be saved. All men shall be redeemed. Back to the great God, universal Allah, at some point in time and space. It's some now, it's some of the all, the time is now, and some of the all, the time is later. We don't exactly like the consciousness. I'll say it like that because that's more proper, because this being is being evolved into another form. Like this, the consciousness, formerly known as Nipsey Hussle, explains it to, to those, the ignorant, programmed by Satan, this infinity. This is a marathon. This is a marathon. We go on and on and on and on to the break of dawn. Check it out. We go on and on through all time and space. So this is not something, I'm mad at this, I'm mad at you, I'm mad at you, well, we can feel it in the moment. We can even express it. But, we have to let it go. We have to let the energy, and that's why I am wholly against this suppression agenda by the forces of darkness, the forces of Satan, the workers of iniquity. I am, look, I'm calling a divine court hearing and a transfer right now at all. Listen, if it's any spiritual wickedness in higher dimensions, in other dimensions, implementing, right? These agendas of silencing. That includes movements like the no snitching movement. You're a fucking fool if you take a rap from a motherfucker that don't give a shit about you. You're a motherfucking fool. You got that right. And look, you're just going to end up in Gehenna on someone else's dime. You are taking on the karmic debt of another. You get what I'm saying? It's nothing more foolish than that. It's nothing more foolish than that. Because you are the one thought of the great God, universal Allah, a seed, just a seed planted on earth that has the potential to bloom into a divine consciousness, and understand the divine mind, the mind that is the great God, universal Allah. We have that opportunity, but again, it's not limited to this lifetime. This lifetime is just what does it say in the script? A day is like 1,000 years. This is nothing. That's why I don't support, I don't promote, I don't believe in homosexuality. I believe in defilement of the temple that the great God, universal Allah, because look, what are you saying? Are you friends? Are you lovers? Do you lust for one another? The one ingredient that you share is you take it in and you give it through a portal that leads to death. Death comes out of it, right? If you go in it, you're going into Gehenna. It's toxins. It's parasites. Foul odor, right? You and your consciousness are seeking to go into that portal. Well, you are a vessel of Satan, period. You're a vessel of Satan. I don't care on either end. And if one is partaking in these sins, turn away from these sins and repent to the great God, universal Allah. Ask for forgiveness. But you got to totally turn away from some shit like that. You friends. Ain't no homosexuality. You're friends. You're friends that want to F-U-C-K. That's it. But you want it in a portal that leads to death. That's it. As a whole, energies come out. Because parasites come out of there, right? Yeah. Parasites are they're a negative consciousness. They have to drain the host to live. They are a negative entity. They come out of that hole. That is a portal. A life form actually comes out of that hole, out of that portal. Right? And you want to go in there and say, oh, I was born this way? You're a liar. The great God, universal Allah, created the male vessel for the female vessel. And we have proven, according to science, a male vessel contains feminine energy. A female vessel can contain masculine energy. So it's, again, if you want to defile your temple, just say you want to do that. Don't blame that on some creator that made you that way. That's a lie. That's a lie. There are creations of Satan. Yeah, well, probably your vessel is Satan. Because there are creations of Satan here. We see them causing destruction all over. Destruction for evil. Destruction for the evil of this Mother Earth. Not for the upliftment, not destruction for the purposes of rebirth, right? That's the positive kind of destruction. We're talking about this is a negative type of destruction. If you want to do that, just say, I'm a vessel of Satan. Just say it. I enjoy defiling my temple and defiling other people's temple. And I have friends that I do it with. But you cannot connect. I'm saying consciously, electrically. That's done through a phallus and a womb, a canal. So that's why I don't agree with, I do not believe in homosexuality. So yeah, any spiritual wickedness in higher dimensions, other dimensions, influencing, just perpetrating this silencing campaign agenda, no snitching and all that stuff. You're gonna have to snitch. You're gonna have to snitch on yourself before the great God, universal Allah, when you give an account for your book of life. Every thought, word, and deed that was written in your book of life. You're gonna have to snitch. You're gonna have to snitch at some point. You're gonna be snitching when that fire gets so intense. And I'm not talking about a physical fire. I'm talking about the great God, universal Allah's lake of fire. You actually get to feel your sins against the great God, universal Allah. You get to feel it in real time. And like here, that's what the great God always says, like, this dimension here, son, this is literally like a 4-season vacation. Entities, they love to be bound on earth. That's why you be like, what? Wait a minute. I've been assigned to these streets, and a motherfucker, you ain't never gonna see me motherfucking picking through no trash. What the fuck? Like, cause these entities, they come from the lowest dimensions of Gehenna. picking through trash here, man, it's like them having a 4-course meal. When we talking about their sentences, their bids that they got to do in Gehenna, man, it'll be like, this be a vacation for them. That's why you see them happy. They digging through trash. They happy and shit. It's literally like a delicacy for them. It's a luxury for them. And I see that shit. I see why they do that, because when you have to account, you have to, in Gehenna, you have to account for every thought, word, and deed. Now, you have to feel it according to the degree of your intent for that sin against the great God, universal Allah. So that shit, the great God gave me that opportunity, praise who, gave me that opportunity to get to see. I was there, but I wasn't experiencing the torment, the waves of torment. But I got to see how they get judged. And it's just wailing. You just hear wailing. And it's, again, it's like a wave. How a huge waves comes, and then it'll be like a small wave. That's the only break that they get. That's the only break that they get. And it's just, you can't describe it. You just see it as they're wailing, they're weeping and gnashing of the teeth, and shrills and screams. That's how basically, that's how you see it. They're in torment there. That's because they have to actually feel, because most of this earth, you know, when on this earth, when we're put through a certain amount of persecution, the mind just taps out. The mind suppresses it. It doesn't allow one to feel these sins against the great God, Allah. So they have to do it they're gonna have to do it at another time. That's why I say you can preach this no snitching and all this stuff, but you're gonna have to snitch. This is not the end. Infinity, the marathon. We go on and on and on and on and on. What is your next stop? That's what the great God says, that this is what, because we ended the world. End of a whole life cycle. We ended. Every thought, word, and deed from every inhabitant of the earth, right, was recorded on Mother Earth's Book of Life. That's what created the world. That's what created what we're seeing today. And we shall all give an individual an account. I'm so grateful that the great God allowed me to do my suffering bid, because this is the truth according to the great God, universal Allah. Suffering produces patience. The shit sucks, but suffering produces patience. And I'm so grateful that the great God, universal Allah, allowed me to do my suffering on earth to produce righteousness. That's it. I mean, yeah, we still out here sinning. We still out here sinning. You got it. Right? You know, it's a program, it's a habit now at this point. Can't tame a wild animal. The great God know that. So the great God merely want us to see the truth about our sin. Great God, you know what? I sin. I'm a wretch. I'm evil. And I don't have no chance of I don't have any chance of being truly righteous. The work of evil is already done in me. Satan did that. All I can do is transmute it. That's all I can do now at this point. And all I can do now at this point is ask for forgiveness. I am evil. I deserve to suffer for my sins against the great God, universal Allah. But the great God, universal Allah, got me to a point in my consciousness where I was able to see through the illusions that were making me sin. And now it's just like, if I sin, I sin. And not to excuse that, not to make that right, but to know that I have done my suffering on earth And I got to practice suffering. I got to see what exactly through the law of cause and effect. I got to see what sin, how sin separates you from the great God, universal Allah, and what it does to you, to one, as an individual. I got to actually see it in real time. So I'm grateful to the great God, universal Allah, for that opportunity to have 20 years to do it. Because look, I'm looking now, I'm like, do I want to be in the category that all of their sins come up in like a huge block, like on some Final Destination type shit that they go through? That was, in that movie, that was universal disclosure. That was all of their sins had to come up. They had to eat the wicked one bloodlines, and all their sins came up at one time. They had been offsetting their karmic debt, their sins to others, right? But now it's time to pay up. And all that shit come up at once. And it looks like these crazy ass scenarios, like just like the Final Destination shit that was happening. So I'm grateful to the great God, universal Allah, that that's not my lot. I had 20 years to do it. And look, that's why we can't say, oh, I want to be this one or I want to be that one. Because we all doing the same things in different journeys. That's it. We're literally all doing the same thing in different journeys. If I suffer today, you suffer tomorrow. If I suffer today, well, now we're moving more towards light speed. So listen, I'm making this divine declaration to our universe. Our universe works for me now, right? Just experiencing a pole shift or whatever, right? I got to experience the universe being set against me. I mean, everything could go wrong, went wrong. I got the chance to experience that. It make me fall in love, even more in love with the great God, universal Allah, because most people are like trying to paint the great God, universal Allah as, oh, why would you let this happen? Why would you let that happen? And that's not the case. We all experience the same thing. So it's like, that's what allowed me to fall even into a deeper, greater love for the great God, universal Allah, for these experiences. Oh, I already got the chance to experience the universe set against me. On every motherfucking thing. And that was your motherfucking turn. And when I say I'm talking about there are those that had the universe working for them. And now is their time to experience the universe being set against them. And again, we're moving more towards light speed. So that is a divine declaration out to our universe that Bismillah, infinity. If I suffer today, you suffer today, divine times fold. That is on the record. That's universal disclosure. That's universal disclosure. Who am I talking to? I'm talking about the 1%. Chosen, age of Aquarius, to have dominion over the earth, to experience the fruit of the earth, to experience the universe working for them. That's whom I'm talking to. I'm not even talking to, what would I call him? How you doing? I wouldn't call him the 99%. I wouldn't call it, because you're the 99% now. You are a part of the 99%. We're the 1%. We are the elite infinity. And this represents galactic beings. We cannot even name. We are infinity. We cannot even name. This is universal disclosure. I mean, they can keep this lie going up if they want to, but they have to account for all these lies in real time. We are the 1%. We are the elite. You are not the elite. You are not the elite. Your world is ended. Done. Gone away with. Over. Finito. Finish. Going underwater for, I don't know how many, an eon maybe? I don't know. Maybe an eon. I don't know how many eons. Going underwater for transmutation. That's why so much flooding. That's why so much flooding. Because these evil creations from the age, because look, even lands hold energetic imprints. The land holds a collective consciousness of everyone that didn't walk there, talk there, thought there. It holds that energy, right? And it's nothing, I'm saying just across this land, it's just nothing but bloodshed that was done here to these indigenous tribes, my ancestors, these ancestors. So everything that was created in evil has to go underwater for a period of transmutation. The water spirit. The water is going to cleanse the evil from these places and spaces, right? So, universal disclosure, not many places will be left with dry land. It just will not be. So, it's looked at as destruction, but this is a good thing because this is a way to cleanse. This is a way to cleanse the earth of the evils that were recorded here. And look, the European had so much to do with the evil. I'm talking about across the world. They got motherfuckers in Africa eating McDonald's and shit. They influence the world towards so much evil. You got the whole world trying to rap and shit. Like, this shit's crazy. The European had done a number on this earth. So I would like to call in a divine court hearing and a transfer to the bloodlines, lineages of the slaveholding of the natives of this earth, the natives of the land, the divine geographic regions, called, some so-called Native Americans, Indians, the melanated, the Asiatics, the Moors, the Hebrews, the Israelites, those with the highest concentrations of melanin, pure positive life force energy on the earth, the closest children to the great God, universal Allah. This is a divine transfer for these, including I, and transferring the evils that were created, generated, propagated by the pale skin beast, the European race. All of the evils on the record. In this divine court hearing, I petition the great God, universal Allah, infinity, to transfer this back to its source. And it includes Satan. Don't get me wrong. It does include Satan, right? Multidimensionally, to these bloodlines, lineages responsible for the destruction of a species for the purposes of conquering capitalism, consumerism, commercialism, right? Booty and prize. That's why they took so much booty from the melanated through rape and, just genocide. Just to destroy the species and steal the melanin, the pure positive life force energy, to use it for their beast empires. So let these energies that are on the record, that are attached to these geographic regions, be transferred back to these bloodlines, these European bloodlines, responsible, because not all are responsible. The ones that are responsible, that are involved in the slavery, the oppression, and the murder and the death from these called the Native Americans, the melanated, Indians, more, the list goes on. The ones whom curse casted these natives as black, colored, Negro, four-legged animal, African American, divine, etc. These ones, this petition to the great God, universal Allah, infinity, is to do a up-to-date today These court hearings will be ongoing until we are officially and physically in a new earth, age of Aquarius. So these petitions shall be daily, right? Because when we have more light frequencies that come to the planet, we can therefore embody more light frequencies in our human vessel, our human body, our human home, our human container, our human electrical receptacle. We can contain more of these lighter frequencies that are more in alignment with the divine consciousness. That is the great God universal Allah. But we have, look, if you have pipes that are clogged, right? Rightfully so. If you have pipes that are clogged, you got to clean those pipes out. So we call in, knowing it is our shift, it is our time. We call in these divine court hearings to transfer back to the source of evil that was committed against us. We request that transfer. It's leaving our consciousness, it's leaving our body, it's leaving our vessel, our temple, our container, our home. It's leaving.